So welcome to our program. Today our guest is the Deputy Secretary of Latvian Parliament from the political party Progressives, Antoņina Ņenaševa. Antoņina, I'm glad to have you here in our program today.
Good evening. I'm happy to be here as well.
So we will talk about a lot of things that's going on in your country, and I want to start from the perception of what's going on during all this year of war in Ukraine, because it brought a lot of changes to all of the countries of European Union. And I want to ask you, how has the mood inside of your country changed since this year of war in Ukraine? The implementation of all the sanctions that bring some difficulties for Latvia as well, which you may feel as the side effects of the sanctions. How people see the situation right now in your country?
Thank you very much for the question. It's, I believe, quite a complex question, and we will try to start maybe from the beginning. Then I would say for this year, for this horrible year, the mood is also changing. So it's not, I believe it kind of like going with the waves at some point. And then we try to, I mean, from the political side, we try to remind all the time that we can't be kind of already tired, because we definitely at that point we still have to be even more energized of pushing the support of Ukraine. And for example, on the European Union level, we have to be even more proactive and to push for the more sanctions for Russia. And we have to be the ones who remind all the time the other colleagues from a bit more far away from the border than the war is still happening, and it's aggressive, and the Ukraine needs all of our help in order to win the war. This is one side to say. The other is the, as you asked, for society, as for the feelings in the communities, and I think it's still there. The support is still there, and I mean, for Ukraine, definitely, I think it's even bigger than it was in the beginning, when at some point I think it was more, for some part of the society, it definitely was a frustration, and still is a frustration for some parts. But I think the support of Ukraine is, I think, growing in the parts who used to be maybe confused on what is going on. I will read it as a positive sign, I mean, in the changes in the Latvian society. We definitely have, I would say, this, if we analyze especially the last year, we see this national awakening as well, this Latvian national awakening of feeling ourselves as independent, actually independent country, and appreciating the things that we have because we are members of European Union or members of NATO. And it's also the thing that happened with our society.
I think, do you think, or do you agree, it's because you and your neighbors like Lithuania and Estonia, and we are in Poland, we have the same historical memory of the occupation by Soviet Union, by then at that times. So that's why you are aware of what might be risky for your states, for your little but brave states. That's why you don't see the fatigue or tiredness of the people from helping Ukraine, which we cannot say about the European states that are far away from our borders. Yes, because they just can read in historical books, but they didn't suffer from the occupation of Soviet army. That's the question, why your people, your societies are not fatigued yet of the war.
So I think this is one of the reasons that we always warned, why the Latvian politicians always, even before 24th of February last year, we warned the other European countries or other leaders what can happen. And this is why we are we're still there, and I think still warning of what is going on, and still seeing how the also, I think they're cooperating with the Ukraine a lot, and for our colleagues regularly visiting the Ukraine or having here a lot of refugees from Ukraine, and so it still keep us, up to date and keep us. I would say like very, very supportive in terms of Ukraine. But we also I've just been to the UK recently, in their parliament of United Kingdom, and we talked to the colleagues, and I feel this definitely they still need an explanation. They still in need of explaining. I mean, they are still in a shock. They're still like how it could happen, how it actually, and we're explaining that it could happen if you would look closely to the last, like 8 years or even more. You can see, especially last couple of years before the massive war started. So you could see in the rhetorics of Russia how they use the language and everything that it could happen actually. And we kind of warn you. We don't want to be the one who all the time says that we warned you, but no, it's not kind of a happy thing to say, to realize, because in this situation, it's not that we want to say all the time. I would love to say, we warn you.
Get real and just do our job step by step and stay together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I wish you, I'm not even sure what I can wish you, but we will do from our side everything we could in order to provide even bigger support and to convince our bigger colleagues, or maybe more influenced colleagues from Europe, that we need to support even more.
It's a big job, and it's a good thing that they started to listen to you. I mean, to the countries that shouted out loud to pay attention on the things that actually brought war to Ukraine. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.